What's good, BitRushers? My name's Kyler, and you're watching BitRush Crypto. We recently celebrated 15,000 subscribers on the channel, so thank you guys if you are newly subscribed to the channel, and thank you even more if you've been a long-time sub. To celebrate, I did upgrade my camera from just using my laptop camera. Now I do have a dedicated webcam, so it should be a little bit better quality. You guys will have to let me know in the comments if you are liking it. In addition to that, guys, I do only have about 1,200 followers on Twitter. I know I did have around 2,000 a year ago, and that account did get shut down. I had to start over, and I never got a lot of those subs back. So if you guys haven't subbed to my channel yet, it is at DeFi Brains with the Z is the new account. So get over here and follow me too. I'd like to see at least a couple hundred more people, if not a few thousand, 15,000 subs, guys. Let's get a few thousand followers on Twitter. Today's video is going to be an update on the market, where we are in the macro cycle with both Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, and NFTs. So if that interests you guys, you want to know what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, what my play is here on the market, and how I'm planning my exit strategy over the next couple months, then please do stick around, smash that thumbs up button, find links below in the description. If you're not already subbed, what are you waiting for? And here we go. Guys, just looking at CoinGecko here for the market cap, you can see that in general, pretty much everything across the board is down on the 7-day. We do have a few things starting to come back here and a few things growing, but for the most part, it does look like it is a little bit red. As you guys know, these are great opportunities to buy, not financial advice. Always do your own due diligence and never invest more money than you can personally afford to lose. However, if you just always bought when the market dipped and always sold when the market peaked, you'd be doing pretty good. Even over the long term, if the market did continue to go down, if you continued to buy, that's basically a dollar cost average. So if that's your guys' strategy, then I do think it is a good point in the market to maybe accumulate a little bit more to some of your bags. Okay, I'm not saying go all in at this point because we could go lower from this point. We could also rocket up. So I'm going to take a look at some charts, and we're also going to look at one of my favorite charts, the stock to flow model. And I'm going to go over just where I think we are in the overall macro trend here and what I'm planning for the next couple months. All right, so taking a look at the stock to flow model, and if you don't know what this is, basically it is a prediction for the price of Bitcoin based on the halving and previous market cycles and what previous prices have done in relation to that halving. And we can see that trend right here. The line that is the prediction is the blue line, and it kind of predicts what the price should be. And just looking at today, the price should be somewhere around $100,000. Okay, estimate. That's the estimate value based on the data and previous trends. Okay, so that doesn't mean anything that it has to be that price or anything like that. For you guys that don't understand, it is purely a prediction. And then what the colors mean is how far away we are from the halving. If you guys aren't familiar with what the Bitcoin halving is and how Bitcoin works, you should definitely read the Satoshi white paper and maybe do a little bit more research on the halvings and how they affect the market. That's not what today's video is going to be about, but I definitely recommend, if anyone doesn't know that, to do that research. What we're looking at here, though, is basically how many days until the halving. So the blue line is the halving right here at 0 when it gets that dark blue. And then from there, it flips back to red, and it just goes through the color scale again, okay? So you could see on the chart here, we had a halving right here. We had another halving right here, and the most recent one was right here. All right, and then we have what the price did based on how many days away or how many days after that halving. We can see that the one that kind of matches up to the best where we are is right here back in 2013. We had this initial bull run where we kind of blasted off the price line there and then came back down and corrected and kind of just moved up slowly over a few months until we got into the yellow dot territory. And in yellow dot territory, we did blast off. Okay, and the trend before that, the one here, Back in 2017, 18 here, guys, we did have the same thing. We had not as big as initial run up here in the red orange area, but we did have a little bit of movement and it was a lot slower. And then the blow off here was late yellow, right before the green dots. Okay. So just depending on where we are, it does, generally happen in the yellow to the early green. So somewhere in there, we are looking for that top on the market. And coming back even further, we could see back here, we did have that top much further in the almost, dark green. It was still like, I guess middle green, you'd call that. I don't know. Kind of the light green would be down here, and then this would be more dark green. So I would say, right just in the green. So a lot of people are also saying that this market cycle could potentially be elongated, meaning that we do something more like this where we don't have our pump into the green. However, guys, there's no scenario really where we don't have this pump, okay? Just based on the way that the market works, unless everyone all of a sudden just abandons Bitcoin, some sort of massive black swan event. Unless we see something like that, and I'm not saying that can't happen, but basically something catastrophic, some sort of black swan event is what it would take to break this cycle in general. We can have some sort of fluctuation above and below, but basically we're not going to move that far off this trend. We're going to continue up and to the right, and that is because that's what Satoshi programmed into it. As long as there is the user base, it will always continue to get rarer and rarer. It will continue to be more valuable, and if people hold it as a storage, it will continue to trend this way. Okay, that's just the long-term macro. Now, what I want to look at is, because this is the most recent cycle that kind of compares to where we are, even though it is 2 cycles ago, we can look here that when we came up the initial one and we dropped back down, it was a great time to accumulate. We had that blow off top that everyone talks about, taking profits. But one thing I want to just show you guys here is after that we came back down. We never really came below that bottom there. Okay, so if this is the bottom right here that was at like the $30,000-$40,000 range, $35,000-$40,000 range, if we're kind of following this same trend, we're never going to get back below that. Okay, so I kind of see that as basically where the bottom of the market is, $38,000-$40,000 down here where we just saw. I don't think you're ever going to see it go that low again. So when we're talking about taking profits and, then having a bear market, at the worst, you're talking about prices coming back down to where they are right now. That's the big thing that people aren't talking about, is this big blow off top that everyone mentions about taking profits. It doesn't happen until up here, guys, at the $100,000, $120,000, $150,000 range, $200,000, $300,000. Some people are even saying $500,000. Okay, if it gets that high, then yes, it's going to drop way back down. And if it went from, let's say, even just $200,000, okay, if we got up to $2,000 before the end of this market cycle, and then we drop back down to $40,000, that would be a $160,000 loss. That would be massive. That would be a 70-80%, without doing the math, something huge like that. And that would be a catastrophic loss, right? But I don't think we're ever going below that $35,000 to $40,000 range again, guys. So you can still feel fairly safe accumulating at these ranges. Even if we come back down, we're probably not dipping below that. What we're looking for here in the next couple months is this top, this big, massive move up into the $200,000 range, guys. Okay, this is the macro prediction, and even if you manage to take profits up here at 150, 200,000, maybe even higher, and you then buy back in at the levels we're at today, you're still going to be okay, because again, look what happened after that. We came up, we dropped way down into this bear winter, and then it was a couple years. As long as you're not trying to do a quick flip, if you are a long-term investor, it's only going up from there, guys. It only goes up. Bitcoin has ever only gone up since its inception. Yes, it goes up and down, but it only goes up and to the right. It always has, and as long as the market isn't broken, it always will. Let's take a look now at some Bitcoin charts. Okay, so taking a look at the Bitcoin price here on the one-day chart, we can see we did have this good drop off back down onto this yellow line. That one is the 100-day moving average. And again, as I mentioned, the biggest drop that we're really most likely realistically could see would be another drop down here to this range on that 200-day moving average, which currently is only about $50,000, guys. Okay, so that's still well above those levels we talked about earlier. So moving in and being able to accumulate at any of these levels, if it stays low and continues to drop, I do think is a safe play long term. If you're in the market short term, and again, obviously not financial advice, but look at different trends, you're looking at more of a micro investment and a quick flip. That's not what this video is about. This video is about long-term investments in the Bitcoin market. I think these are good plays at this level. If we drop anything below about 55, I'm personally going to continue to start my dollar cost averages again. And then I already made a video recently about basically my profit taking strategy as we get above these levels again and get into new all-time highs. We look to start to dollar cost average out. And so as we're dollar cost averaging in below certain levels, we're also going to dollar cost average out. Again, that video should be popping up above now and possibly linked in the description below. But for me, guys, long term, looking at this, anywhere below these averages, I think are good buys. And again, anything above them are good sells. We've seen me before talk kind of about the Wyckoff distribution and the 3 little moves up. We've only had 2 moves up. We've had 1 and 2. If this is going to play out again in that manner, we do need to see 1 more move up here, guys. But the one thing that I'm looking at here short term that is bearish is a lower high, right? We put in a lower high and then again we drop down even lower from that. So we do need to either move up above this level, 68,009, or I'm in the short term bearish, but not really bearish because we're accumulating in anticipation of that final move. Okay, I hope I didn't confuse you guys at all. Short term, we're looking at the market to either move down into these levels or start the move up. Depending on which way we go will depend on our strategy. We either continue to take profits or from some of the profits we've already taken, continue to buy in at lower levels. I don't think this bull run is over. And back to the stock to flow, we're looking for this final top here in that yellow to green territory that we've seen in the past on every single bull run previously. Back to the general market, guys. As I always talk about, it's a trickle down kind of effect with Bitcoin. Bitcoin moves up, people take a little bit of profits and some of their market capital, some of their liquidity out of Bitcoin and move it into the lower caps that can give them those higher gains that they're looking for, those 10x's, 20x's that you're not going to see with Bitcoin. Even if Bitcoin goes to 200,000, you're looking at a 3x from where it is right now, whereas Ethereum could potentially go to 10, 15, 20,000. We could see something like Solana go into the thousands where Ethereum is, which would be more than a 10x. It'd be like a 20x from the 200 range to the $4,000 range. Cardano, if the market caps all move up like that, guys, again, Cardano could do a 20, 30x and go into the, 50s, 100s. There's a lot of plays here. A lot of people think Ripple might go, super high. Personally, one of my favorites, and I always talk about the altcoin that I have, all of my faith into, I think will be the #1 asset in the future, even bigger than Ethereum, maybe not in the short term, but in the next 5 to 10 years is Polkadot. And I think we're going to see Polkadot definitely in the hundreds, if not the thousands, before the end of this bull run. And after all of these top market cap coins run, guys, obviously some of the micros start to run as it just continues to pump downward. And from there, we move back into the NFT marketplace. I think when we do get bearish, NFTs are going to be kind of your safe play that you stick to the entire time. You want to just dollar cost average almost into NFTs, where you're just buying into a few projects that you believe in long term every couple months, even if you're not necessarily aping on everything or making big huge buys. I think just getting in the space, getting into NFTs, getting into gaming, getting into the metaverse, I think are big plays over the next 5 years. So looking at future, looking at long-term bull run, not just the micro cycle here, but after this cycle into the next one, what are going to be the assets that continue to build and hold value? I do think those will be NFTs. So that's why I'm continuing to get into, top projects. I'm continuing to build our own project. We have a lot of exciting news coming from the Crypto Pumpkins and our phase 2, chapter 2 is kind of what we're calling it as a code word. So get in the Discord chat, guys. Links below. I got lots of exciting stuff coming. And again, I do think top plays right now are the NFTs, the marketverse, and gaming in crypto. So if you're looking for long-term investments other than Bitcoin, I do think those will be safe plays. But at the end of the day, over the next 6 months, I do think we will have that blow off top, and a lot of this stuff will crash down, possibly 70-80%. But again, I think those percentages are based off of where the top of the market will be, and we still won't crash below that much more where we were a few months ago. Alright guys, that's everything for today's video. I know it was a lot of me talking, so I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you guys learned something. If so, and you enjoy this style of content, please do smash the thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subbed if you're not already. Go ahead and share this thing on social media. Leave me a comment below. Let me know what you like and what you didn't like, what you want to see more of here on the channel. You can also join the Telegram chat group. It's 100% completely free. We have a bunch of people in there all day chatting about crypto, NFTs, a bunch of good alpha. It is t.me/bitrush9000. That's it for today. Again, thank you guys. Happy crypto, and let's keep getting those coins.